The time has come when prolonged droughts have left farmers unsure of where to send their grain. America's largest river is in trouble, as the Mississippi River experiences rapidly dropping water levels, uncovering what was once its bottom as massive dunes. This strange turn of events has revealed hidden mysteries, leaving many wondering about the cause of this alarming phenomenon. Some suggest it has a biblical nature, with climate change experts presenting theories. One group attributes this to fulfilled biblical prophecies, while another believes the drought in central United States is likely a short-term weather event. Life is always changing, and while people accept that what once was may no longer be, the drying of the Mississippi River adds an unexpected twist. Regardless of the cause, there are essential questions to consider. Could this signal Christ's second coming? Is it the end of the world? And what impact will the drought have on people's lives? In this video, we'll address these questions and more, as we dive into the truth about the historical and economic significance of the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River is North America's largest and most crucial river, often called the Mighty Mississippi. It begins as a small brook from Lake Itasca in Minnesota and flows 2,340 miles into the Gulf of Mexico. It remains one of the nation's most valuable assets, with a watershed covering 41 of the 48 contiguous United States. This immense river system, with major tributaries, drains 1,260,000 square miles, making it North America's largest drainage basin and the world's third largest. It touches numerous states in the U.S. midsection, running along the full length of Arkansas's eastern border and forming the delta east of Arkansas, which is part of America's largest alluvial plain. This expansive and vital region supports diverse flora, animals, and aquatic species, containing wetlands and oxbow lakes like Lake Kykot, Arkansas's largest natural lake. The Mississippi River has provided for humanity for centuries. When Europeans arrived and began exploring the New World, they quickly recognized the river's potential. Traders used it to transport goods, farmers cultivated the surrounding lands, and towns developed along its banks, creating ports for trade. The river evolved as trade expanded, from the Industrial Revolution to the present day. Civilization has modified it to serve economic needs, adding federally sponsored levees, dikes, and dredging over 2,000 miles of the Mississippi watershed. Today, the Mississippi system handles around 460 million tons of freight each year, with U.S. agriculture heavily dependent on it. The basin supports 92% of all agricultural exports, including 60% of U.S. grain exports and 78% of the world's grain and soybean exports. Products transported along the river include corn, animal feed, fertilizer, salt, alcohol, oil, gasoline, sand, and gravel. Barges moving through the Mississippi and tributaries like the Ohio River also carry coal, aluminum, steel, iron, petroleum, rubber, paper, coffee, and chemicals, amounting to over 3 trillion pounds of freight annually. Currently, the Mississippi River is drying up, posing an environmental threat often overshadowed by sea level rise concerns associated with climate change. Almost 60% of the Midwest and northern Great Plains are experiencing drought, with nearly the entire stretch of the Mississippi River, from Minnesota to Louisiana, seeing below-average rainfall over recent months. This has led to near-record low water levels, disrupting barge traffic essential for transporting agricultural products like soybeans and corn. Though scientists argue that climate change raises temperatures and intensifies droughts, some weather experts view the current drought as a short-term phenomenon. However, the lack of rain has seriously impacted commerce, reducing the flow of goods by about 40%, according to industry estimates. Rail shipping costs have also risen as companies turn to alternatives, and barges are at risk of grounding. Recently, the U.S. Coast Guard reported at least 8 groundings, with some barges needing salvaging and others having to lighten their loads to avoid sinking too deep. This decreased capacity has reduced agricultural goods flow by nearly 45%, which could lead to delays in delivering essential commodities like grains, cement, and fuel from New Orleans to the Gulf of Mexico, further raising inflation and food prices. On top of these issues, dry conditions have slowed the river's flow, allowing saltwater from the Gulf of Mexico to creep upstream, which worries state and local officials about contamination of the drinking water supply. With the Mississippi River at such low levels, people can even walk toward unique rock formations typically inaccessible in the middle of the river, a surreal sight highlighting how dry it has become. Other major water bodies, like the Colorado River, Lake Powell, and Lake Mead, are also facing historic lows, sparking end-of-days speculations. Ancient rivers like the Euphrates and Nile are drying, fulfilling certain biblical prophecies in the eyes of some. As these environmental changes unfold, some recall an unexpected prophecy. In 1982, Hank Williams Jr. wrote a song whose verses eerily echo today's reality. He sang about a world where interest goes up and the market for values goes down, while crime rises, and a country boy can survive. Now, 40 years later, Williams' words resonate as we witness high interest rates, a struggling stock market, and unsettling crime rates in urban areas. Today, we see evidence of apocalyptic times around us, with biblical prophecies seemingly unfolding everywhere we look. All rivers are drying up. Where do we go from here? The Euphrates River is reaching critically low levels, its lowest in at least 5,000 years, if not more. You may have heard that the Euphrates River is nearly dry, and many Christians are paying close attention due to a Bible verse that mentions 4 fallen angels that will be released when it dries up. This raises questions about the origins of these angels. Were they bound within the river itself? The current condition of the Euphrates, drying to such an extent, signals a possible humanitarian crisis for Syrians, who rely heavily on its water supply. This issue not only impacts the local population but also carries a symbolic weight that reverberates globally. Many Christians familiar with biblical prophecy see this as a potential sign, suggesting the Euphrates will play a significant role during the tribulation. Some interpret the current drying of the Euphrates as the fulfillment of prophecy, while others remain skeptical. According to chapter 9 of the book of Revelation, 4 angels will be released upon the drying of the river, leading to a conflict that will kill 1/3 of the world's population. Known as the War of the Sixth Trumpet, this prophecy is a pivotal moment in the apocalyptic narrative. In chapter 16 of Revelation, there is also mention of the Euphrates drying up. This passage describes 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, emerging from the mouths of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, leading the kings of the east to the battle of Armageddon. These chapters speak to the unleashing of demonic forces that bring destruction and suffering to the earth. While some may dismiss this as mere imagination, others see the drying rivers, like the Mississippi and the Euphrates, as powerful symbols of the end times, with the signs suggesting we are preparing for the second coming of Christ. This moment in history compels people to examine where they stand in their faith. Time is running short. We are at the tipping point, on the verge of eternity. Is this truly apocalyptic? What are your thoughts on these events? Do you believe they are simply natural calamities without significance in the broader timeline? Share your views in the comments section below, and remember to like and share this video if it resonates with you. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and click the notification bell to stay updated whenever a new video is added. Thank you for watching.